Welcome back, you wonderful and webeless folks, for another wacky Wednesday edition of the Disinformed podcast performs, nay, presents the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
I'm Courtney.
And we are elated to have you all back for another spiritually stirring edition of this fun little fanfic that we have been hurling in your general direction for the last few weeks now. In fact, months, since we are on episode/chapter 10.
Ooh.
We've been rocking and rolling. Down to the beach we are strolling.
You are like cinnamon.
Thank you. Well, is everyone prepared for a bit of this, delirious nonsense?
I think so. Let's kick it off with the preamble. Raise your hands if you are or have ever been a professional voice actor. Oh, thank you, Shane. Yeah.
You're welcome, Lon.
If this is your first time here, we do a cold read of fan fiction that Michael has somehow managed.
Yes.
There we go.
I thought you were going to say painstakingly, and I was going to scoff at that.
However you prefer. He has taken verbatim fan fiction for the second time now and written a script for us all to read. We don't really do any prep work because I'm lazy.
It's
Shane
more fun that way.
doesn't need it. Courtney, you probably do prep work and just,
I just scrolled ahead and realized I have a lot of lines, so I'm upset now.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, if you for some reason like what you're hearing, we did another one as well. It's on Bandcamp. We did My Immortal, which kicked off this little fanfic thing. It's essentially kind of what kept us sane through a majority of this year, is having a little bit of fanfic fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's painful, but maybe you'll learn a thing or two.
There is also a link for that Bandcamp down below right here. And whilst you're perusing below the belt there on your various YouTube browsers, Michael has got some further instructions for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so if you look slightly below our picture, but above the comments, you can see a thumbs up button. So if you would kindly smash that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. And ring that bell. That's right next to the like button. And also hit subscribe.
Why do you have Tourette's syndrome anytime I pitch to you? Could you just
smash that like button?
Any of you out there are assassins, plug in that metadata and find out where the uploads are coming from, and do what God forgot to.
Well, considering that I don't upload these particular episodes,
well, don't take Shane away from me. I need him.
You're not going to be hurting my feelings regardless.
Just all making sure.
That's my bread and butter you're messing with right there.
Oh, that's the ass we got to tax. Okay.
He do be buttering them biscuits, though.
He do be.
Ooh-wee.
He do be, though.
Doobie doo.
Butter on my bacon.
Was that even English?
That was your sling blade, wasn't it?
Hey, daddy is not my daddy.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait for this character to make it onto the show.
Oh,
I don't know
goodness.
what it's gonna be, but this is canon now. This is
Michael's gonna start teaching me that physics that they got down on his rotating.
Oh, this is in the Forbidden Forest, right?
Yeah. They call me Four Hands. I got four hands.
I actually think you're Forrest Gump.
What?
Mama told me that life is like a sling blade. Okay. Here are the dangerous days, because according to chapter 10, they are here. Hello, friend. Sorry, the chapter just on the pub, but then
That would be so infuriating.
I couldn't transition out of that quickly enough. Okay. Hello, friends. Sorry this chapter took so long to post, but the instructor of my new writing class was kind enough to proofread it.
Oh my God.
So sorry for him.
2 months. I didn't take all of his suggestions, but I liked most of them. And I hope the wait was worth it. Oh, another thing. A few good-intentioned but misguided readers have expressed concern, or let me Michaelize it, concern about my asking my husband's permission to take a class. Friends, it is not long ago that I would have thought the same thing. Culture told me that wifely submission was demeaning. There's a hashtag in here somewhere for John, I think, but
Oh, yeah, I think so.
they removed most of those videos from a certain site this week, apparently.
May there always be
Culture-
clean water in heaven.
What?
Culture told me that wifely submission was demeaning, and I believed it. All I will say is this. Read Created to Be His Helpmeet by Debbie Pearl. Life and marriage changer.
It's spelled help meet as in MEET, not
Yeah,
help.
no, not your big dumb balls need to be drained.
Yeah, it's
kinda-
not-
Yeah, no.
And it's
Different kind of
probably
marriage book.
supposed to say helpmate.
That's what it's.
Created
I'm
to be-
99%
Oh my
certain that's what I
God,
wrote.
that's horrific.
Yeah.
Do you know this book?
No, but I just know the verbiage.
She's extrapolating from given stimuli.
That's horrible. Anyway, you were saying, author.
Here we are.
That hurt.
So you were created to be a sex toy by Debbie Pearl.
Oh, that one I
Big F
know.
in the- Big F in chat.
I bought one of her necklaces one time. Hagrid lived in a... Nope. There's no... So apparently she did not get the proofreading that she's purporting she did.
Well, she didn't take all of his suggestions.
Yeah. I would like this to be grammatically accurate. I don't think so.
Friends.
It's not God's will.
Can we start referring to, like, whenever we want to say something, just friends?
Grammar don't exist in Fort Parsons. All right. Hagrid lived in lovely little house on the edge of the Hogwarts campus. The little ones arrived right on time, and the delicious smell of tea and cookies was wafting outside. Smiling in anticipation, they knocked on the door. Hagrid opened the door and beamed down at them. Welcome, Harry. I'm glad you could come. And you brought friends,
Indeed, I did.
Harry said, and gestured to the understanding young fellow to his left, or the upstanding young fellow.
We've hit that point.
Yep. Harry said, and gestured to the upstanding young fellow to his left.
This is Dane Thomas, a Gryffindor hat.
Pleased to meet you.
Hagrid smiled at the little one, impressed.
This is Hermione, another Gryffindor hat.
Harry said, motioning towards the girl to his right. Hermione smiled shyly and waved. Charmed, Hagrid waved back.
And this is Ronald.
Scroll too far.
Oh, no.
Yeah, who's doing that? It's terrible.
It's me. This is how I'm getting through the script, okay? Harry said. Ronald looked up sheepishly from where he stood behind the trio. He could sense that Hagrid was truly a man of the Lord in a way that no one in his family, or perhaps the Slytherin hat, was. To be in the presence of such piety was humbling for a little one such as this. Hagrid noticed the green and black hat, but didn't comment. Instead, with true mercy and compassion, he opened the door wide to all of them. Glad to meet all of you. Please, come in. The four little ones filed in. The inside of Hagrid's house was tastefully decorated. The curtains were pallid. The walls were wood. And a bare rug covered the floor in front of the fireplace.
Very tasteful.
Ooh, hot.
You
It's
should
all
see
kinked up
chest
like
hair.
his chest hair. Mm.
Yeah.
The bear rogue had a
Lordy.
lot of chest hair.
Whew, got the holy water moving all through me. Mounted above the mantelpiece. Sorry, I don't know why she got that excited.
Probably the word mounted.
Indeed. I had a fish mounted at my house one time, and he was not happy about it. It's a big
Rip
mouth
Billy
bass.
Yeah, sea bass. Yeah.
And my husband had a lot of fun. Anywho, mounted above the mantelpiece in a place for all to see was a moose's head. The oaken table in the center of the kitchen was set for 5, and the kettle on the stove was just starting to sing.
This is a nice place you have.
Harry commented.
It really is.
Dean Thomas said. Say
Sassed.
Sid.
Oh, that was probably me. Yeah,
Oh,
Sade said.
Sorry.
Sorry. It didn't correct it.
Yeah, it. You
Mm.
turned off the Google corrections.
I did not. It turned itself off. It broke.
It was
When I
trying to-
wrote
Michael
my
has
note.
that effect on
Yeah.
things.
I do.
Dean Thomas said intelligently. Hagrid grinned with pride. Thank ye. I live by John 15:9, of course, but I do try to keep it tidy. Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione nodded knowingly. In a few minutes, they were all seated at the table while Hagrid passed out his famous chocolate chip cookies. They munched on the delicious morsels as Hagrid poured the tea. How's school going? Hagrid asked.
Quite well.
Harry replied. Just then, the timer buzzed.
More
More
cookies.
cookies.
Oh, cookies. The little ones cried in delight as Hagrid got up to get them. While Hagrid was getting the cookies, Harry's eyes fell on a newspaper Hagrid had left open. The headline on the front page read, Voldemort spotted at Hogwarts.
Would you look at that?
Dean Thomas murmured observantly, picking up the paper and scanning it. As he read, he whispered the article's terrible words.
Voldemort was spotted by several students yesterday at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. This is a man who is trying to put a bill through Congress to stop the Christians from practicing their beliefs. If passed, homeschooling will be illegal. Christians will be put in jail, maybe even killed, unless they say the Bible verses says that Voldemort wants it to say. Saying Merry Christmas or hanging up the 10 Commandments will put you in a re-education program.
Or even worse, you'll be expelled.
It wasn't Hermione talking. When Dean Thomas was finished, Hermione burst into tears. Harry gave her hair an innocent, friendly pat.
How could anyone be so angry at God?
Hermione sobbed.
I don't know.
Henry. Oh, yipes. Harry declared tentatively.
He's a horrible person.
Dean Thomas nodded sagely and muttered to himself in disgust.
First, they try to change the Pledge of Allegiance, and now they don't want us to be Christians. Next, they'll be killing us all. It's a bad time to be a true Christian in America.
Ronald sat in guilty silence as he watched his new friends, fearing for the future. He was beginning to wonder just what sort of hat it was he had chosen.
Oh, so did they ever say that this takes place in America? Because it seems canonically still that this is in Britain.
I mean, they did say Congress, and everyone's wearing cowboy boots, and I mean,
Okay,
they have
true.
Parliament versus Congress. Subtle difference, but it does exist.
oh my goodness.
Yipes, man.
You know what I really want to happen? Michael, don't give it up if
I
this,
won't.
if this is what happens, but
Don't worry.
He never does.
because I don't even care about the story anymore. What I really want is just more of the preamble, like the catch-ups of every chapter. I want something similar to My Immortal to happen, where like we had that beautiful. It was like the only redeeming chapter in My Immortal, where someone hacked in and wrote an entry, and it was like the only sensical thing to happen. That's what I want to happen. Like I want like her husband or someone to come. Like, does she have a husband that could like speak for her instead?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, she kind of already does. So you
No.
almost got it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my
I was
God.
gonna say, I was
No,
gonna jokingly say that actually the guy proofreading, the teacher of her class, actually rewrites the whole last chapter, but no.
because she got struck by lightning and she's blind now.
Yes, and
Like, as
so
a
to
side
honor her
effect?
memory, yeah, he finishes it for her,
And she could still use voice activated software in order to dictate her thoughts.
her husband didn't allow her to.
Oh, he's got that mouth busy doing
Yeah.
other things.
Yes, yeah.
I know.
Speaking to the
James.
computer.
I asked this before, but when did this come out, Michael? Like, originally,
2014. I
so not
believe?
long enough ago for this behavior to be acceptable. Acceptable's the wrong word, but as far as like,
whoa, bro.
But you know what I'm trying to say, like-
check.
like the stigma is it's not long enough ago that like it wasn't what everyone was doing. Like we didn't have our wokeness, and like we didn't like get to the point where it was like, yo, they can think for themselves, guy. Like they being
Or gal.
or gal, really Godot.
Or
If I
other.
may, I really thought that this was written in the 50s. Is it not?
It feels like it was written in the 50s.
By a time
Should
traveler.
have been.
You're still looking it up?
Yes, because apparently I can't find Proud Housewife, which was the name of the
Have you tried
Version,
my
hold on.
website?
no, I what? Oh my goodness. Well, they took all those videos off.
Try Granny's Baking Pies.
They took all those videos off. I
Joke
told
is
you.
just never gonna die, apparently.
2014.
Just like those grannies.
Yeah.
It took place over 2 months. It started on August 24th, and it was last updated October 24th.
I'm not dead and I'm still on TikTok. All my haters eat my tater.
Thank you, Wayne.
You're welcome, Lon. Well, I guess
but
that is going to finally bring this to a quick cessation before I can let John get any more of this nonsense just smothered over the top of this.
the longer that we spend in separate rooms, the worse this will proceed to be for me.
Speaking of in
Ooh-wee.
separate rooms,
Yeah, we should get them
What?
soon. Anyway,
Quoi? And I'm
observant as
Michael.
ever, Michael. Thank you.
there we go.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
this has been-
understand because he lives in sin.
I
Very
do.
true.
I'm
What
Well,
is
thank-
covered in sin.
podcast?
Who's casting? Thanks again for being here, Courtney.
Oh,
It's nice to
But-
have you.
can I speak now?
You may speak.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for classing up the joint for once. It's much appreciated.
Was that right? Did I say the right lines?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, sorry.
Michael will give you a line reading if you just give him a moment. He'll work up to it.
I just got to make sure that I wrote it correctly. And
Did
that
you
involves-
try, I like what you're trying to do here, but I think as an actor, if you just try to speak like this, then maybe it'll be better.
To
and-
crib from Courtney pre-roll, Michael would probably say to you, Shane, have you tried? Maybe if you could try that again, but pretend. It helps me if I pretend like I'm Rick or Morty from Rick and Morty.
Aw,
Have you seen that
jeez.
show? Like, could you put a
You,
little
you
Morty
gotta
spin
have
on
a
that?
300 level IQ in order to understand the intricacies of Rick and Morty.
I love that even when you do that accent or that impersonation, that even that's bad. And
Oh,
that's
of
what you're going
course.
for.
Everything I do is bad. What you've had many episodes to understand
Hey.
to realize that.
Easy there, pickle dick. Let's get this over with.
I'm pickled dick.
Michael, at least you're still better than me because I'm a woman.
Well, at least you have that going for you.
I mean, he's trying to be.
If only.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Well,
And I, Michael.
friends and neighbors, we thank you so much for spending another part of your week with us. and I don't know what I'm saying any longer. I have ceased to understand, comprehend, or appropriately issue the English language. So, for all of you out there that have tuned in, you can please continue to do so. And we also have fabulous little shows that air here every single Friday, also on YouTube as Disinformed After Dark. You can check with us 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and you can enjoy some of our more festive fare there. And of course, every single Monday, this podcast escapes from your preferred podcast provider app, and we hope that you tune in there as well, because we got lots of fun stuff flying your way. So, for the Disinformed podcast presents the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, your wacky Wednesday installment every single Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Here on the tubes of you, I'm Shane.
I'm Joan.
I'm Michael.
My husband said I could say my name was Courtney.
John is apparently changing his house affiliation. He is now a Santa hat.
The Santa hat.
Indeed I am.
Well, in this fun, festive time of the new year, by the time you are all seeing this, we just want to state our thoughts and prayers go out to all of you out there.